Actually, yeah, I'm gonna leave it for now. Welcome, lovers. Welcome. I did forget that though. If you are new, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, babes, I love and appreciate each of you. Thank you for showing up for shadow work today. Today is day 3 of shadow work. So we're gonna hold on, that's not too loud. Begin into the shadow work here in a second. I hope you all are feeling wonderful today. If not, I hope you're able to receive some light and feel better. Alrighty, I'm gonna pull up the shadow work folder. Oh, our candle's not even on this. Hold on. I don't even have a candle or stones out. Here's the candle. Bringing more healing energy in for you guys. And we're gonna put some stones out next to it. Apparently they weren't in view. Put them back here. Alright. So now that we got our stonies situated, welcome, loves. I'm totally gonna line those off of here. I am gonna give it a second just to see if anybody else joins us for shadow work. Day 1, we dealt with faith. Day 2 was rejection. Those videos are up in the shadow work section of the page. Welcome, loves. Hello, hello. I am wonderful. How are you guys today? Alright, so we're going to look at shadow work today. I'm just going to go over our basic journal outline to ask you guys the questions. Hopefully you're ready to begin. Actually, before we do that, having our journals, our utensils, anything that's going to help calm us, bring us comfort. I've got llama in the back in case we need llama. But incense, oils, things like that can also add. Things like hard candy sometimes can help. Just making sure that we've got everything that we need. I love you too. Alright, so we're going to go through the questions for shadow work. Today is the 3rd of August of 2026. So under our snaps, that's where we've got thoughts, movements, and achievements. Any positive thoughts, actions we've taken in our life, anything that's really positive and worth mentioning. You know what I mean? There's the 3 spots here, but if you can even think of just one for the day where it's like, this is worth, congratulating myself over. We got down here the mood with our facey. Whether we've got sad facey, happy facey, mad facey, meh facey. Why are we that way? For some of you, confusion coming through. And then we've got our food check-in. Are you eating? Yes or no? And then what? And then, are you drinking water? Yes or no? And how much? Do you at least feel hydrated? Reminder, during shadow work, you do increase your water intake. And it's just from all the emotional work that you're going through, and energy is getting stirred and addressed. It takes a lot of energy, And then there's that note section. So if you're making your own page, don't forget your note section where you can add more in throughout the day or throughout this session even. Okay. We're going to begin to the workbooks, my love. Welcome, 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 everyone. Oh, and there that went. It's a lion. Son of a whiz. I don't know if I rolled that one loose or what, but it's like not wanting to participate. Okay, I'm going to hold up the workbook though, just in case you're interested. I try and share it every session, just in case you guys want to get your own. You can buy the cards separate that comes with a little book, or you can buy the cards that come with the little book and then the booklet that goes with it. If you're interested in continuing this, it's a 52-week journal of self-discovery. with the lost fables. Alright, hopefully that's not too loud for y'all. This song kind of got a little louder. I was like, oh no, can you guys not hear me talking? Here, hopefully that helps. Okay. Let's see what wound we're going to be dealing with today for the collective. What wound is going to be the most helpful? I've got completion. Some of you guys have blocks about your ability to finish things. Others of you looking at a change. Vanity. For some of you, it has to do with what society says about whatever you're doing. All right, let's look at completion. Oh, we just passed it. Go back. No. Okay, maybe it's back before that one. I could have sworn I just saw this. There it is. There it be. Alrighty. Okay. Well, that's a little bit loud. I'm going to hold this up in the beginning just in case you guys can get your own messages from the card. And I'd encourage writing down, whatever you receive. Let's back here better. Hold fire. Okay. That's that, because I wanted you to be able to see it up close. That's not too bad. All right. Completion. Final sunset. This week's focus. A life comes to a spectacular close. Message of the week. This week, we think about the importance of endings. We often look back on events to evaluate them, but it's not often that we pause to get perspective on our own existence, much less consider how we feel about it. Are you emotionally present in all phases of your experience, including endings, or do you avoid them? I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Taurus tip. This final week in the second chakra is about understanding the emotional power of poignant moments, even if they're painful. In our lives, we often try to avoid pain. Consider instead that all you have to do is be with your pain and reframe it. Maybe the treasured moments must include those that we know are over. Yeah, some of you guys struggling with an actual death, and I will, pray for your healing in that. Others of you, I have your own death that you fear. Kind of like what you're doing with the time while you're here. Others of you, it's a different type of ending. You know what I mean? This could be a relationship or a job situation. For some of you, I have friendships coming up. Alright, let's get to our fable babies. He was born, or the fable of Final Sunset. He was born a few months before his own father's death. He was raised in an orphanage and never had new boots until he enlisted in the army in 1942. He chose the paratroopers because of the poster. He was lured by the drama of it, along with the extra money every month. Training was hard for him, his asthma a constant enemy, but he was determined. On 6 June 1944, he jumped into Normandy and took part in the liberation of Sainte-Mère-Église. How do you say that part of it? The first French town freed from the Nazis by the Allies. In September of that same year, he jumped into Holland during Operation Market Garden. And he also survived to tell the fable of the Battle of Bulge in the December blizzard of 1944. He received the Bronze Star for his heroism, a certificate of merit from General Gavin, and a Purple Heart with the oak leaf cluster. It was in the bulge one night during a horrible shelling that he lay in a trench and made the most important decision of his life. He promised himself that if he ever made it out alive, he'd do what he loved for the rest of his life. He was going to be a stage actor. Ooh, interesting. Night after night, it was, night after night, it was his dreams of the theater that pulled him away from the dead bodies on the battlefield, often the bodies of men who'd saved his life only moments before. Years later, he'd climbed dusty stairs in what appeared to be long condemned buildings, not only to perform, but also to support others as they performed. Anyone who says actors are unreliable never knew him. He offered friendship to many who needed it, and his memory lives on in the hearts of those who loved him. History will remember him as a war hero. He watched from above with the great goddess as they buried his body. His only child stood near the grave, left with his memory, a legacy to be proud of. In life, he'd often say when pressed, the real heroes never came home. The great goddess smiled on receiving him to the heavens. Oh no, my friend, she told him. You were all heroes, those who came home and those who did not. He laughed to see so many of his old friends. The council of the great spirits bowed their heads. So with this, how are you guys feeling? Thinking about if you died, you know what I mean? Do you feel like you've added contributions? Uh, in any way, anything that you feel like you'd be proud of? If you weren't here tomorrow, what would you be remembered for? If you could write those down now, just so that you kind of have it. Just a lot of you guys, as much as it can be scary to think about your own death, it can be very thought provoking and bring a new awareness. We accomplish more than we think we do sometimes, and we have more to offer than we think we do, right? Even just being that friend, that supportive friend, that's a legacy worth having, right? He didn't have to be a war hero to be worth remembering. Like those friends, you know what I'm saying? The fact that you were a friend. All right, first impressions. Consider that the concept of being a hero is never truly embraced by heroes. They remember the sacrifices and struggles that were necessary for them to perform the duty for which they are remembered. What are your struggles and what will you be remembered for? Right? What hardships have you gone through? Where it's like, in the end, you were stronger out of it, or wiser, better off. Um, you know, or it's just, maybe it's just a more struggleful story where, the fact that you didn't give up is really the light that people are going to take away from it. Sometimes things are harder to accomplish for some people than others. And the fact that you see it through is what's worth remembering. I have set your intention for the week. This final step in your emotional second chakra can be greatly inspirational if you allow it to be. With the rest of your life lying ahead of you, what emotional risk are you willing to take to be, do, have, or create what you desire? What would your life be like if you didn't fear things ending? Take a risk this week by saying an intention to declare um, complete anything that you feel is lingering and dragging you down emotionally. Finish it off, you know what I mean? If you can, anything that's really holding you back, is there a way to lay that to rest? Not all endings bring us some kind of pain. Welcome, loves. All right, we're going to get on to Tuesday here. Tuesday, color reflection. What does final sunset say to you? The color of final sunset blends the fierce power of red with the emotion of orange. Action is implied here, even if you only witness it. It may be that you don't recognize the power of your emotions to help you survive the moment in which they appear. Yet a sunset, whether shared or viewed alone, still has the same meaning. It's a conclusion and a poignant understanding that what came before is no longer. I'm going to give you guys a minute for those who are writing down. Is anyone having any kind of emotions or thoughts that they'd like to share? Please be of the light only. This is healing. Alright, we're going to move on to Wednesday. Oh, hold on, let me hit this first. Oh, yeah, a couple seconds. I skipped the ad. I just like traffic station right now. I do apologize. I know that can be pretty deterring during shadow work sometimes. But right now I live on a busy road. Alright, let's get to Wednesday, loves. Wednesday we have Journal Journey. Find your inspiration. Final Sunset is a reminder to cherish all the beauty in your life, including endings. While many believe that endings are cause to celebrate, the birth of a child is, after all, the ending of a pregnancy. It's vital to allow a poignant moment to honor any feelings that are revealed. Um, which, if you are someone who just had a baby, and you're missing being pregnant, that's completely normal. And it's normal to grieve the ending of the pregnancy part while celebrating, the life of the child. If you're drawn to Final Sunset, then the Council of the Great Spirits embraces you and the loss you're aware of at this time. When we stop to watch a sunset, we recognize the beauty of this conclusion of the day. All things have a completion, including life. Remember that there are many who have sacrificed everything so that we may be here. Now, and for some of us, I'm getting into ancestors, not necessarily military, but it's um, for some of us, we really had ancestors who fought or left situations so we could have the best. Now's the time to think about your journey as being part of the greater scheme of things. What does it mean if you're coming to the end of a long emotional road, or simply perhaps a project at work? Too often we look to what is next, to what will happen with the dawn, and so we miss the spectacular finale. Stay in the now, cry, laugh, and reflect. Be with the fullness of your experience. The bars of a prison cell themselves don't keep us in. It's the spacing of them that confines us. Today, make a list in your journal of the things that you'd like to declare complete to create space in your life for something new to appear. Remember that everything in your past has led you to this moment. What would it be like if you just, for today, you declared it all complete? Allow yourself to journal about that and see what possibilities show up for you now. How do you feel? And again, I'm going to give a pause for you guys to finish writing down any thoughts that provoked in you, any feelings that you're having. Are there any that anyone would like to share? Again, please be of the light. Alright. I have Thursday. Make a connection. Connecting with yourself and others. I do apologize, guys. These exercises begin with the end of the story. Whether you write your own eulogy or choose to lie on your deathbed, what do you discover about yourself by recounting what is more important in your life? Or what is most important in your life? Solo exercise. This exercise is about your legacy. In a few paragraphs, write your eulogy in the voice of someone you'd like to deliver it. You can pick a family member, a celebrity, or someone who you greatly admire. Read this person's speech about you aloud to a close friend. When you finish, describe how this experience affected you. Why did that person speak about you? Have you fulfilled your legacy yet? What is your part in history? Especially those of you that are connecting to your purposes and blocks around those. Um, Again, please jot down what you're hearing. Group exercise. Lie down on the floor. This is your deathbed, and you have 15 minutes to live it. You've summoned two people, living or dead, to your bedside to say goodbye. Choose two people from the group to play the roles. Speak to them as they sit next to you. When the time is up, close your eyes for a moment. You're gone. Now take a deep breath and open your eyes. It isn't over yet. What will you vow to do differently from this day forth? Take a few minutes to share your experience with your deathbed with your group. And for some, you can do this solo if you aren't doing group activities. Kind of just like envision how that would go. Um, and if you're getting awareness that maybe you have more negative energies around you, um, you know, completion. For some of you, it's time to sever ties with them, right? We have limited space in our physical, and, there's a light that could be where this darkness is. Others of you, alright, guys, thinking about your, final wishes in case something were to happen. You're like, you know what, I'm not letting that one talk about me. Right. Cousin so and so, they don't get to speak at the fucking healing. Right? You're not speaking at my funeral. They still ain't over some bullshit that ain't even worth shit. Right? Alright, Friday meditation moment. Going within. Today is a day of contemplation. Reflect on the legacy you've been given from those who've gone before. Consider your own legacy and take pride in where you come from and what you're doing now. Tell two people about your ancestry today. In the retelling, what do you learn about yourself? I'll give you guys a second on that one before we do the final meditation one. And then we'll move on to the reading portion of the shadow work. Kind of see what else we need to be aware of these wounds that we're addressing. And again, congratulations for those who showed up for their shadow work. Those that are taking this seriously. Those who really given, themselves all that they got and healing themselves. That's hard work. The fact that you chose you and loved yourself enough to do it, recognize that and be proud of yourself. All right, let's get to this meditation. Little hit. All right. Actually, let's go in a second. We got another caravan of cars going through. Alrighty. So we've got meditation. Make your favorite drink. Sit back and imagine your final sunset. Allow all your feelings about endings to come to you, whatever they may be. And for those of you that are able to do this today, I would encourage it. Around sunset, if you can, get out there with your favorite drink. Do you fear them or rejoice in them? I'm just gonna restart. Sorry, okay. Allow all your feelings about the endings to come to you, whatever they may be. Do you fear them or rejoice in them? Be with this moment. It is a time of awakening, a time to experience your feelings as they are, undiluted. It is a time to reflect upon the past and to remember history. Do some journaling to find clarity here. There's some kind of new beginning you guys could pursue or gift you could have, but you have to be willing to end something or let go of something. All right. We're going to pop into the reading. I am going to give you guys a couple more seconds, though, just because I know when we do that journal work, a lot can get brought up. So we're going to give let's say like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and then we'll start the reading portion. In the meantime, is there anything anybody would like to share with the group? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome, loves, welcome. Actually, you know what? I hate to dip out on the group, but I think I'm gonna go start some hot water so I can make another cup of coffee because my cup's almost out. And I am sick, so I do apologize, but I am drinking more fluids. My throat and everything with talking, I have to. So I do apologize. I'm just gonna take this one with me. Might as well. Like I'm still. I got me some coffee. Sorry, love, sorry. I hope you're able to finish getting your thoughts out. Alright, that being said, we're going to be moving over to the reading portion for you and seeing what else we can find out about these wounds. You want to go with this one, that one? Or the other one? I think I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I'm getting guided to this deck, so we're going to use this one for today's reading. Little fuzzy one of flying. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's see what we got going on for you guys. I've got Knight of Pentacles. Some of you guys looking at blocks that formulated in your young adulthood. Others of you, there's something that you've been struggling to finish or end. And you're kind of being directed that this is the time to do it. So this has to do with finances or the pursuit of like success. Seven of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, for some of you, it has to do with finances, being a struggle, why you don't finish something, pursue something that you're supposed to. Others of you, someone tried to steal this from you. Someone tried to take whatever it was. You've got other wounds attached to that, obviously, especially with betrayals. Others of you may be feeling like, you know, you need to leave where you're at to pursue this happiness. Well, this can relate to your healing. There's definitely an energy to, you know, pull back. Maybe not tell everybody what you're doing. Just kind of keep to yourself. I have someone who really just is like, I don't really want to be bothered, but I don't want to tell people what I'm doing. Especially if you're one of the energies where you've got lower frequency ones around you where they would make fun of you. Like, if you're like, I'm trying to heal myself, you'd be like, ha ha ha. Like, that's even possible. Ha ha ha. Why would you waste your time? You know what I mean? Because they just don't get it. But good for you for choosing it. Yeah, Five of Swords. Someone goes to attack you if you try and pursue your best. And if that's the energy that you're dealing with, then, you know, you are being asked to leave it or block it in some way. Others of you, you've got wounds. For some of you, multiple battles over the same thing. Or you've tried to create multiple things, and each time, like, something happens. And I have people around you. I have people around you go to sabotage you a lot. Yeah. That's the truth, honey. I've got, like, your inner circle or, yeah. I got those around you. They go to betray you. So, for a lot of you, pulling yourselves is better. Eight of Swords, Page of Wands, and Two of Cups. Six of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. This really affects how you see yourself and your worth. Also, you feel like you can attract in a mate. You feel very bound and stuck because of some kind of block you have around either finishing things or pursuing yourself in your originality. Some of you guys are looking at early childhood wounds that are getting pulled up for review. Others of you, there's a death around your early childhood or young adulthood that still really affects you? What else got next with that? I do want to pull a little bit more on your wounds, so I'm going to pull up my schedule. What about this star? I've got you healing these wounds, hon. Um, Others of you, there's something in your purpose with these stars that you're supposed to bring to others. And I have you, if you finish, healing yourself, pursuing that. Others of you, remembering what it is that you're kind of here to bring. You may have blocked it. I've got Six of Wands. Yeah, I've got jealousy, especially because, like I said, a lot of you, this is something for the collective. And that, this collective could be a big collective, it could be a small collective, but it helps more than yourself. Um, and for a lot of you, branches outside your family. So it was something that would make you known, even if it's just in the local community. You know what I mean? And, you know, you went under attack for it. Others of you, you've got multiples. I've got lots of stars. And, um, got sabotaged. Or, uh, you share the idea and this one would do it. Devil, yeah. For some of you, I've got family members that'll literally not ever help you get where you need to go, even though you would help them with anything and always have. But it's like they take your business ideas and make businesses with it, but won't help you start your own business, um, or sabotage it if they did, just to keep you stuck as kind of like the, good idea person. Like literally just to keep you giving good ideas to the family. They try and keep you stuck. Yeah. I have you guys facing these wounds though. For some of these, these are your inner demons and shadows from whatever happened, getting brought up. I have you able to get past those, as long as you keep trying. And don't forget to bring yourself uh, patience and kindness, lots of love while you're going through this. If you can, before you start shadow work, having something like a positive saying, an affirmation, something like that, that can help you get back to the light or end on a light note, um, will really help. Nine of Pentacles again. It slowed your progress, kept you stuck. Others of you looking around those young teen years. This wound really got solidified then, or there was a big betrayal then. Others of you, you might be looking at earth signs. I've got Eight of Cups and Two of Cups. So you guys walked away from this in the pursuit of love. Others of you, this wound has to do with a breakup. There's some kind of breakup that's still affecting this collective. King of Pentacles, the Tower, and Eight of Wands. The Empress, Seven of Wands. I have you guys moving past whatever they said, um, or whatever happened, where it was like, I don't view myself this way, or I should never pursue this. For some of you, it was as simple as you guys were young and breaking up, and they wanted to hurt you on the way out. And so, like, maybe you had told them. For a lot of you, I have somebody where it was like, that was your number one cheerleader for something you wanted to pursue. And when you guys broke up, they're like, well, you suck at that, and I lied to you, and all this other shit just to make you feel bad. But because of that, you shut down. You was like, yeah, no, I'm never trying that shit in my life. You know what I mean? You really walled off because of whatever this ex in the past had to say. Maybe you had been trying to get past some of these childhood wounds, and then that happened, and you were just like, yeah, no, that reinforced those early childhood wounds. Um, and I'm just gonna nod. Right? That was the breaking part for part of this collective. You're like, I will never believe in myself in that area ever. And for some of you, you really haven't since. Um, so, if you can, try saying something like, I believe I can do this again. Try actually believing in yourself, because you really can. You just have some wounds where it was like others were like, no. And it happened to be people where you really valued what they had to say. You know what I mean? There was a lot of love there. So that kind of rejection was like, yeah, no. I'm done with that shit. I ain't never gonna try that again. Not me. Can't pay me to do it. There goes those dreams I was having. Right? There goes all those signs and downloads I was getting about the life I could have. I give up on it. And, if you did that, reflect. For some of you, you can get realigned with that life here. As soon as you finish out the shadow work, and get back to your original strong self, where it's like, no, I know what I'm here to do. I got faith in myself. I got faith it's all going to work out. You know what I mean? You just don't have strong faith right now. Not saying that you don't have any faith at all. I'm just saying you don't have strong faith, right? Like, if we looked at a bucket of faith, there's some liquid in there, right? You got some faith, some faith. But the bucket's not full, right? It's not full. So, we're getting you to bucket full of faith, and then you're going to be off trough and capable on your way. Buckets full of faith. Right. It actually is where I am today. It's quite beautiful. I've got rejected, yeah. There's a rejection wound on top of it, really tightly tied in, where it's like, they rejected you, right? I got someone in your family rejected you, and then this lover rejected you, and then he was scared everybody was going to reject you, and he was just like, I'm done. Exhausted, yeah. He was like, I'm done. That's it for me. I can't take no more. Why even try? You gonna get through it. Oh, dishonest in life. That's what I'm saying. This person lied during the breakup. It was upside down. Get the truth now. They lied during the breakup. It was just to hurt you. They just wanted to hurt you. For some of you, they didn't want anybody to pursue you, especially because, like, you was really blooming up, right? You was really blooming up confidence in self and purpose, your gift. I mean, they already knew other people had eyes on you. And it was like, if they share this gift with the collective, like, everybody's going to try and date them. You suck at this. Don't ever fucking try and do this. Like, it was big panic mode. Big panic mode. Right? Friendship. You'd be surprised. You might actually be able to mend fences with this character. For some of you, you know what I mean? Uh, Others of you, you got this may be a friend who did this instead. It may not have been a lover. It may have been like your best friend. You may have gone through a best friend breakup around that time where they did the same thing. And it was just like, oh, okay then. Yep, nope. Not gonna do that stuff. Jealousy. Oh. Hey, jealousy. Yeah. So for those of you where it was a friend, that's the majority of why they did that. That was their motives there. They were jealous of your gift, and so they went and attacked you. For some of you, that's what caused the breakup. Others of you, it was during the breakup. Separated. This is upside down. For some of you guys, you might be reconnecting with some of these cast members. Um, you know what I mean? Others of you, you know, there's a separation of self that occurred because you started denying and blocking part of your soul purpose. And for a lot of you, that's when you started feeling sadder. Um, you know, and a decline kind of started. Not that you don't have happiness, you aren't happy, but there's just a piece of you that feels like it's missing. And it's because you kind of blocked it. Ungrounded. Some of you guys struggling with messages. And for some of you, the more that you lie to yourself about this, the worse that you are with the messages. Others of you, I've got, yeah, this was all to help you to learn how to stand in your strength. Like once you get past this, like I said, you'll have that bucket full of faith and you'll be ready to pursue something. Driven, courageous, and victorious. Flying out at you. You know, just stick with your path, stick with your timing, you know what I mean? But as you heal yourself, I have you, you know, believing in something that is worth you pursuing. Excited resentment and nurturing. Healing, healer, healed. I have you guys just getting to this really big, you know, healed level, and you're excited about it because you're like, I'm gonna do the purpose thing. Fuck it, I'm doing this shit, and nobody's getting in my way. You know, not everybody is gonna be rah-rahing for you. You know, for some, it's just the fact that you have the courage and the balls to pursue your happiness. That's really chapping their ass. Um, so they're gonna act up like before, but you got this, right? You're not getting detoured from it. Others of you, you know, jealousy, jealousy rearing its head again, where it's like, oh, you know, there you are, that artist, and you're painting Picasso pictures that I was always jealous of as a kid, right? And people are noticing and buying them. Believe it or not, if that's something you're interested in, I would recommend YouTube. You can make money in two ways. It also gets your art out. Um, and then you can have a shop where they can purchase it directly. So those of you where art's your inspiration, hopefully that helps you. All right, where are we going next with this? We're gonna get the little one out. There we go. We're gonna see what else is kind of connected to this, or anything else you need awareness of. I've got grief. Yeah, this wound that we're dealing with uh, definitely hurt you. Definitely hurt you. Um, for some of you, you know, you didn't really want to look at the wound because you're kind of scared of feeling that grief again. Especially when something traumatic happens while we're also going through grief, right? Like breakups are hard enough, but then if someone attacks you during it, you understand why it kind of got messed up into a ball. And passing. How this caused the blocks in your life. And for some of you, I've got a lot of breakthroughs where it's like, you know what? It's not the worst thing ever that I didn't get to pursue this earlier like I wanted to. So I did family life first, and then I'm going to go be the singer. You know what I mean? Like, however this is playing out, you're like, it's fine. But honestly, you know, standing strong, I'd have to be able to do that. So I've got perception, views of self-changing, views of those around you, views of, you know, the world around you, right? I have a big breakthrough for you here soon. But a lot of you, whatever wound this is, it caused you a lot of grief. It caused you a lot of blocks. And it caused you to view yourself or situations differently than they were. Acceptance and self-worth with trickery. You know, we believed in the words they said, and so kind of shifted our lives in a way. No, for some of us, I mean, let's not lie, it's not like we have a bad life. But, you know, hopefully we don't get stuck in the anger phase, because a lot of us, you know, are going to be like, I should have never listened, and if I had it, it could have gone that way. And that's okay. But how am I happy about how it did go? You know what I mean? The path that you did end up walking was not a toxic karmic path. I mean, you may have had moments, but it's not like you were hexed because you didn't pursue this sooner. But what are the blessings of the path that you are walking, right? Right. Big boost in self here. I'm very proud of you guys. And I'll pull you guys some stones. Welcome, lovies. Welcome, welcome. Amethyst, spiritual insight, creativity, psychic protection, and courage. Again, feel free to pause and pull energies or pray and receive them. Energies can be captured in the stones and then transferred. Earth, abundance, fertility, harvesting, and logic. For some of you getting out there barefoot, it's really going to help you with that grounding if you're struggling. Meditations outside, leading to big breakthroughs and energy boosting. Those of you, you know, there's no. Sometimes it is a lot easier to do shadow work outside. I know a lot of us are taught, like, go to your room and cry in there. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be inside. But if you can get outside and get that fresh air while you're going through that, it re-energizes you and you don't end up as depleted as you would sometimes. Smoky quartz dispels negative energy, home protection, earth connection, achieving career success. Those of you that maybe can't get outside like that, bringing the earth to you. Onyx, seeing the future, responsibility, stamina, and self-mastery. And a lot of you guys are taking yourself seriously and, you know, just wanting to be at the highest conscious level you could be. You know what I mean? And conscious level doesn't have to do with intelligence, and intelligence is part of it. And intelligence has nothing to do with the amount of information you can receive, retain, and then repeat, right? Intelligence goes beyond that. Right? That's artificial intelligence. That's what Google can fucking do. Real intelligence branches beyond that. But I have you wanting to be there. Those of you trying to set a schedule and stick with it, Onyx would be good for helping with that. Green Averantine, good luck, prosperity, new opportunities, and heart healing. Get you guys another one. Oregon Star Clusters, earth healing, grounding, stress relief, and vitality. Bringing in that orange again. Especially those of you guys that are feeling that orange and the energy is helping you. I would suggest this one. I've got rhodochrosite, service, contentment, healing emotional wounds, and renewal of passion. Oh, my fingies. Right, I'm like holding this over the candle, and I'm like, I hope I don't drop it into the flame. Like, that's fun. Alright, guys, we're going to grab you guys a couple of affirmations before we close out. And again, thank you guys for showing up. With the affirmations, I recommend saying them 3 times before, or saying them 3 times each. You should be able to feel something then. If not, then I would, say them a couple more times. But usually, 3 on the regular really helps us, like, embrace the affirmation. I breathe in love and breathe out peace. I breathe in love and breathe out peace. I breathe in love and breathe out peace. My journey is my own, and I claim it now. My journey is my own, and I claim it now. My journey is my own, and I claim it now. My intuition is always guiding me. My intuition is always guiding me. My intuition is always guiding me. Those of you kind of struggling with that type of connection, I would recommend saying that one maybe even more than 3 times. And, incorporating that. Mindfulness of intuition helps you, like, stay aware and connect to it. You know what I'm saying? In this case, you're at least calling on your intuition or trying to once a day. So it'll help you strengthen that. My power lies in my sensitivity. My power lies in my sensitivity. My power lies in my sensitivity. I feel compassion and empathy for all beings. I feel compassion and empathy for all beings. I feel compassion and empathy for all beings. Everywhere I look, I am surrounded by love. Everywhere I look, I am surrounded by love. Everywhere I look, I am surrounded by love. And on the bottom I have, allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. I allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. I allow myself to slow down and rest deeply. Mind if you're doing shadow work, hun, um, you're gonna need to rest more to reset. So don't be afraid to start embracing those 15-minute siestas where you close your eyes, there's a timer set, you don't have to worry, and you allow yourself to rest for a minute and then get up. Um, we're not saying you necessarily have to sleep, but if you end up needing naps during your shadow work, congratulate yourself for taking care of yourself. Um, if was your kid, and your kid was like, "I need a nap because this is that," you'd be like, "Go take a nap, honey." You know, you wouldn't be like, "I can't believe you took a nap. How were you not productive today?" Right? Like, let's not yell at ourselves. Right? Let's love ourselves, and if we need the nappy, then let's gold star ourselves for taking the nappy. Right? I hope this helped you guys. I love you so much. And I do look forward to connecting with you um, in the future. Tomorrow I'll be doing day 4. So I'll be here to do more shadow work with you. Next, we will be getting into, I think we're going to do yoga next. Um, instead of movement. And then after that, we'll get into the 10 sets. Then you guys can laugh at me. All right, guys. Uh, I'm going to pray some healing and light over you. Some courage for you, faith. All right, babies. I all right. I do hope to see you at another session, and I love you all so much. Don't ever forget that. You know what? I am gonna bring out Llama, just in case anybody needs a little pick me up before we go. Llama, llama, llama loves you. Llama, llama, llama loves you. Don't forget that. And Llama, llama cheers you. Yeah, you showed up today. Yeah, you are so awesome. Right? Yeah, you are so awesome. I love you. I wish the llama could do heart with us. Does it look like it? No, it just looks like we're hurting the llama. We didn't hurt the llama, I promise. But I love you. Okay? Big hugs, big loves. I'm gonna hug llama and hug you. Right? I hope you can feel the hug. Right? I love you. I'm so proud of you. Alright, guys. Way to kick ass. And I don't know. I don't necessarily want congratulations for you. And I do really hope I get to see you again. Alright. Bye. We need to eat.